I've got to stand up here because there's so much energy in this room that I can't sit down anymore. So, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone. It's Leap Day. Leap Day is the one day in ancient history when women could do what was at that time unthinkable, which was what? Ask a man to marry them. Yes, exactly. Now, the men were so afraid of women doing this that they created a new rule, you know, like Bill Maher's new rules. And the new rule was that a woman had to wear a red petticoat that was visible so that a guy could see that this woman was on the prowl and might be coming to chase him down. So, you know, keep that red petticoat. I think what we need to do is wear our red petticoats proudly for all to see. And that may be the message for the day. And I love that this paper was red also. I think red is just kind of it's the color of the day. So happy Leap Day, everybody. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's a great day to be talking about women and power and leadership. Couldn't be better. It was kind of I decided to look a little bit into the history of Leap Day, and it was, I didn't actually know about some of this. It was a woman, St. Bridget, who in 5th century Ireland persuaded St. Patrick that women needed this one day when they could break the boundaries of tradition and do something different. And it was really a leap of faith and blazing hope that enabled her to do that. And I think it is a leap of faith and blazing hope that gets all of us here today, and that makes us know we can change the world. And I feel it. I feel so much of that here in this room today. So I'm a practical activist, as Kimberly indicated, and as Carla knows. And everything Carla had to say, I just want to say yes to, because I could not agree with her more. My role in life is to be the no excuses woman and to say, okay, so and this is how we start doing it. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, because we have come a long way, maybe. You know, you mentioned Nicholas Kristof, who says that women are now mistresses of the universe, right? Everyone is looking at women now and saying, this is our moment. You know, the World Bank says that parliaments that have larger numbers of women on them make better decisions, have a better decision-making process. Ernst & Young, McKinsey, major business consulting companies say that those companies that have larger numbers of women in their upper leadership and on their boards make more money. Who are they? There are a few. There are a few, and the data shows that when there are more women, who are the companies? Yeah. Ernst & Young and McKinsey. They did the research, and they have a list of the companies. You can go to their websites, and to Catalyst also. The Catalyst website has a lot of it. I'll talk to you afterward about it too if you want more. So the world is looking at us and saying, this is our moment. But the problem is we don't always know it, and we don't always use this incredible power that is, in fact, in our hands. You know, I have been turning this thought around in my mind since Sunday, and when one of the speakers said, and this gets to the issue of peace that's on our agenda today, that women are the greatest victims of war, and thus women have the greatest stake in peace. And that really, if nothing else, that should tell us that this is the moment for us to put our courage together and to take ourselves forward where we need to go. There are many external barriers, to be sure. We could sit here and name them all. When I teach my Women, Power, and Leadership class at the college level, I always ask the students to tell me how we're going to solve this problem of inequity, and how we're going to get women past this barrier of being 18% of the top leadership positions. And you know what I usually get in their presentations? What I usually get is a regurgitation of all the bad things. I became obsessed with this question of women's relationship with power, because there's a woman who I took great inspiration from, Sojourner Truth. Ever hear of Sojourner Truth? She was born with less than no power. Nobody can have less power than being born a slave, giving birth to 13 children, seeing only 5 of them live, and of those, only one, I think, she had a chance to see in adulthood because he was, the others were sold into slavery on other plantations. She said, if women want more rights than they got, why don't they just take them and not be talking about it? Well, we do have to talk about it. We have borne the brunt. We have been raped. We have been beaten. We have been discriminated against. Why would we want that kind of power? But once we transform that to being the power to, then I hear women say, oh yes, I want that kind of power. Power over is oppressive. Power to is leadership. Power to is the ability to get good things to happen in this world. So I want to end by giving you 2 quick power tools out of the 9 in No Excuses. Because I'd love to give all of them to you, but you can go to my website, gloriafeldt.com, and download the rest of them. So the first one that I want to just mention to you is one that may sound paradoxical, and it is to embrace controversy and conflict. Embrace it. Don't just deal with it. Embrace it. Actually love it. And this is how I have found, having led arguably the most controversial social movement in the entire world, when you start talking about women's reproductive rights, it's hard to get more controversial than that. And so I learned this on the job here, that this is the way it works. That controversy, I call it the 7 C's of controversy. Controversy is having the courage to put your convictions out. When you do that, then if an issue becomes controversial, it means it's important, and people are listening to it. It gives you a platform. You have a chance to present your case, to tell people why you believe what you believe. It doesn't mean being mean and nasty. It means you get heard when there's a controversy. And when you present your case, it may create some conflict, and that's good, because that's what causes people to think about it and clarify their values. And it is only through that process that sustainable change actually happens. The 7 C's of controversy. Lema Gwabi, I never can pronounce her name, and the women of Liberia use that power tool to the max. And they use the second power tool that I want to share with you today, and it is create a movement. Now, we are all part of a giant global movement, to be sure. But we can also be a movement just being 2 of us sometimes. I call this sister courage, and it has 3 parts. Be a sister. Reach out to someone else who needs it. And you know what? Ask for help when you need it. I think as women, we often do isolate ourselves, and we don't ask for help. We are the doers and the givers. But we need to ask for help when we need it too. Secondly is having that courage to put our convictions out there, those basics of embracing controversy. And when you put those 2 together, sister and courage, in a systematic way, even if it is just 2 people, you have a movement, and you can change almost anything you want to change. We can do that. So we are in the midst, as women, of an unfinished revolution. We are far from where we were in Beijing. We are far from there. We have come so far. But we haven't finished the revolution yet. And so our leap of hope and blazing faith remains our guide star, our touchstone. Our next great challenge as women is to get rid of that baby elephant thinking. Because there is no coast we can't uproot. There is no tether that we cannot eliminate. There is no challenge that we cannot meet when we simply see the power that we have in our own hands to take the leadership and lead ourselves and our own dreams and this world to peace. Thank you.